Hello and welcome back to Adventurous Way. I'm here today with Jamie Baker at Outdoors RV in La Grande, Oregon, to talk about some of the product development that goes into outdoors RVs. Jamie, it's great to meet you. Can you tell me a little bit about what your role entails and what you do here at Outdoors RV?
Sure, Matt. I am the product development manager. I've been with Outdoors since, it's been about 9 years now, 1 year after they opened. Is my purpose in life here to oversee the product development group. I have 4 drafters. We take our direction from various different avenues, the sales department, and feedback from our manufacturing side, and as well as service issues that we've seen, historically.
And you guys are campers as well, right? So you see a lot of these things firsthand.
Oh yeah, and we camp out there with our customers, and so we do get feedback, directly from customers.
Yeah. And what sort of things, when you're designing the different aspects of the trailers and things, what kind of things are you really trying to think about? What are your priorities in this?
There are actually quite a few priorities in what we do, and it is hard to sometimes prioritize them, actually. And so quality, number one, and safety for the customer. And then, of course, meeting customer needs and requirements. So those are probably the main key features.
And I think that first one, quality, is maybe one of the things that we saw helps Outdoors RV stand out from a lot of the other people we looked at. We felt that a lot of RVs were going after functionality. They had features, they had shiny lights and things. Mm-hmm. And Outdoors RV doesn't necessarily have a lot of that stuff, but does have some of the real core components. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the areas that you're most proud of, that you've really baked quality into?
I have to say, Matt, that I'm probably the most proud of the fact that we are able to develop and produce a product that will withstand the customer's use, such as yours.
And we do use the product pretty hard. And so it is a fair achievement that you guys are able to produce a trailer that we've had it in 4-wheel low with a rear locker on, and we've taken over some pretty rough stuff. Yep. And other than one cabinet being open, it didn't care. So obviously your role here includes a lot of different areas, and you're responsible for a vast array of things in the design of the trailer. What are some of those areas that are your favorites? What do you really enjoy?
One of my favorite aspects would be seeing the outcome of a new product, new model, new floor plan, from initial design concept all the way through to final stages where it's finally built. I probably get the most excited seeing a well-built trailer that comes together with no errors, no flaws.
Yeah. Which for a brand new product is hard.
Yeah, it's definitely quite tricky.
Yeah,
there's a lot to consider.
And talk me through that process. Like, where do you come up with the ideas for new trailers? How do they come about?
So we get our ideas from various different avenues. A lot of it comes from the sales side. Sales will take information and input from our dealers. Mm-hmm. A lot of it comes from customers such as yourselves.
In terms of what customers are looking for.
Exactly. We attend annual campouts with our customers and our product, and so we get a lot of feedback from that.
Wow.
And so in doing that gives us kind of a base direction as far as, avenues to go. And so whenever we have a new plan or new concept in the works, that generally comes from the sales side.
And so you've come up with this idea. You said, we've heard this thing from customers time and time again. They're really looking for this capability. How long would it then take to get something like that from that kind of initial seed idea to potentially being a finished trailer ready to sell?
Generally, when we develop a new product, a new model, we will start in initial concept stages. We'll do rough draft on paper, make sure it looks like it should.
Yeah.
Design process from initial concept to actually getting drawings ready for production may take 4 to 6 weeks, in that range.
Okay.
And then another, depending on our scheduling, to build a complete prototype, maybe another 4 to 6 weeks.
So you're saying that in like just a few months,
Yes.
you could go from initial design being like, yeah, there's something here that we think we should prototype,
Yes.
to having a prototype available.
Yeah. Now, part of that process, there's some time involved with getting materials here.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a new material that we have to source.
Yeah.
So some of that.
Or new component as part of the design. Or...
Yes.
So you come up with the prototype trailer to try out this new floor plan or this new idea that you wanted to try. How would you get that prototype into production? What steps do you go through to turn that into a production model?
Okay, so if it's a new product, new floor plan, of course we'll go through the process, the concept, evaluation, design, get it on paper for the assemblers, and then we will build a prototype, of course. And then after the prototype is complete, the managers and the group will get together and we'll do a walkthrough, a final review of this prototype. And at that point, we'll decide whether or not to roll with it, or what modifications we might need to make, to make it meet customer needs.
Gotcha. But assuming people liked it, you could then almost immediately roll it into production?
Well, from the sales standpoint, we have already got a schedule built out.
Gotcha.
A quarter in advance. So we have to determine, at what point can we put it into that schedule?
Yeah.
Will we have all of our materials here on time, to build it, to put it in the production line?
But we're talking potentially a quarter until it gets into production.
Yeah. Generally, if scheduling was not an issue, minimum 6 weeks.
That's pretty incredible. The fact that you can take something from just a first initial concept to a product ready for people to buy in, sounds like less than 6 months, potentially, in a best case scenario.
Yes.
That's a pretty incredible turnaround time, especially for something as complex as an RV. And you said you've been working here at Outdoors OV for almost 10 years.
About 9 to 10 years, yep.
Which is, you must have seen huge amounts of change during that time. What are some of the things that you've really seen improve here at Outdoors OV in their trailers in that time?
Probably the most dramatic changes that I've seen over the time is advancements in technology. We're constantly looking for and installing better materials.
Yep.
Headed down the technology road with electronics. Appliances have gotten better over the years. Just overall material qualities have really improved.
That's awesome. And I think it's so integral. As much as the design of the RV is important, the design can only ever work within the limitations of the materials and the products that you can source. And I think as you're able to source those better quality materials and products, your designs can evolve and we get better trailers over time. And that's something that we see and we really appreciate, is the fact that we know that next year's model will hopefully be better than our model, and the year after that will be better than the next year's model, and so on and so forth. How long has the 21 RBS been around at trailer we have?
I believe it's been around about 3 years.
3 years.
Roughly, yeah.
It's such a good model for us, and we have a lot of friends who have seen inside our trailer, and they're like, this floor plan is amazing. It's small enough that it has everything very open, so you don't have hallways and corridors and things.
Yes, and your model actually has been through quite a variety of changes over its life.
What are some of the things that they've changed on the model?
Well, it used to be the dinette on the slide out was on a base.
Yeah.
With wheel wells with 6 inch frame and 1.5 inch floor, where we've modified the slide out where it's now a full, you don't have to step up on top of that box to get in the slide out. Something you may not be aware of that we've recently changed is the bathroom. Yeah. It's actually a little bit bigger bathroom, bigger shower.
Oh, interesting. Well, Jamie, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
You're welcome.
It's been great learning about how the product development process really works here. And I think it's one of the things that potentially sets Outdoors OV apart from a lot of other people, in that you are able to iterate on things so quickly and then put them into production with such quality as well. So thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Today I'm here with Dave, who is the manufacturing director here at Outdoors RV. Dave, great to meet you. It's been a really fun time we've had looking around all the things you've got going on at the factory. And I understand you're kind of the brains behind a lot of this. Tell me a bit about what your role is here and exactly what it is you do.
Well, my role is director of manufacturing. What I do is oversee the assembly and the checks on the unit to where they are built to the best of our ability.
And so your team is really responsible from taking the raw materials and components and turning it into the RV that customers buy.
Yes.
It's great to see it being done by a team here that's so passionate about what they do.
All our workers, we try to instill in them that you're building this like it's for yourself, your parents, your grandparents. And if it's not acceptable to you or them, why would it be acceptable to anyone purchasing the unit?
And how do you do that? What sort of ways do you have for ensuring that they have a way to improve quality?
Well, we do audits. We do look at their work when they do to the quality and expectations of what we have. We acknowledge it. One thing, that's how you build pride.
Yes.
And everyone has pride that
So much.
works here very
Yeah.
long. And the outcome of our product shows from doing that.
It really does. And if anyone who works here is watching this video, you guys are doing an amazing job. We've been now full-time in our trailer for about 13 months. And the reasons that we bought it for that quality, for that premium product, we see those every day. So big thank you to you guys if you are watching. One of the things that I'm really interested in though is things are going to go wrong. There are going to be things where the product goes out there and you think there's an opportunity to make it better. Can you tell me a bit about how you can feed those improvements back into your process?
Well, one thing that we do is we have an awesome team here. I've worked for the company for almost 26 years now. Our team, we communicate. And if there's an issue, we try to come up with a better answer. It starts there. Then we'll go to our managers, give them some answers of issues that we need to look at and conquer. And we do really good. We don't have to wait for a phone call from a corporate office to tell us yes or no we can make that change. If we see something, we do it on spot if needed.
And that's because there isn't really a corporate office, right? It's all here in this building.
No, yeah.
And I hear, obviously you have an outdoors RV yourself.
Yes.
And I believe your outdoors RV was used for something a little bit different in prototyping the new auto leveling system.
The 5-point system.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about that. Why did you choose to do it on your own trailer?
One, it's very appealing, especially when leaving and not only showing up at a campsite, all your setup time that takes out of your day. When you go to leave, you're usually tired.
Yeah.
And it automates it to where your manual labor that you have to do to leave and for setup is cut in a fraction.
That's awesome. And this is a feature that you feel it's been in the marketplace on other sort of fifth wheels and things for a little while. And Outdoors RV has waited a little bit before you put it on the travel trailers.
Yes.
But now that you've had it on how long have you had it on your trailer for?
Since March.
Since March?
Yeah.
So what, a good 6 months basically?
Yes.
You've been able to test that out and
Been able to test it out, and now instead of my setup time doing that, I got people watching it do it all automated by itself, and then they're up questioning me. So
it actually takes you longer to set up because you're fielding all these questions.
Yeah, because I've had people line up. I've had people knock on my door that my front jack's off the ground, which that is part of the 5-point system. The jack will not stay on the ground. But it's been interesting, and it's going to be a definite improvement on our units.
And which units is it going on to?
It will be standard on the titanium
That's awesome.
units in the future.
And that's a feature that's very rarely seen on travel trailers. So that's pretty cool to see it coming onto the titanium range.
Is. The whole evolution of the RV in 26 years is amazing. We've gone from bread boxes to really some sophisticated living. So
There really are. And I think that's one of the things I like about Outdoors RV is what you're really focusing on is improvements to the quality of the product. You're building a premium product. You're finding ways to consistently and repeatedly add quality to that product and then baking that into the process, as opposed to the proverbial kind of like blue LEDs everywhere and the things that make it look blingy, but don't really improve your quality of life.
that's exactly it. And in a quality unit starts with quality parts.
It really does.
And quality raw materials. And that's what we are instilled in us through Ron Nash, and his legacy will live on through
Yeah.
our hands.
And there is clearly so much passion in the team here. You can see that from every part of the factory floor that we saw. So thank you so much for spending some time with us and
You're more than
walking us
welcome.
through that. It's been a really interesting experience to go through and see how these trailers are built. Thank you very much.
Thank you much.